Mabrika! Welcome to a new episode of Let's Talk Taíno. I'm Priscilla Colon, co-founder and creative here at Casa Reito, where our mission is to promote the Taíno language and culture. So, on today's episode, we are going to tackle the very last Taíno question word on our list. So far, we have done who, what, when, where, why, how, and so many other question words. Today, we tackle Idateketá, which means how much and how many. So, for our activity today, we're going to take a look at a series of pictures, and you're going to have to tell me if in each context, Idateketá means how much or how many. Then we're going to ask a full, complete question so that you know how to put this word with other words. And then we're going to tackle some of the answers. And of course, along the way, you're going to learn a lot of more Taíno vocabulary terms. I'm super excited for this last episode on Taíno question words. Are you? Yes, let's get started. So let's take a look at the first photo. Imagine we are in a store and I say, Idateketá. In this case, what do you think I mean? Do I mean how many clothing items are there? Or maybe I'm asking how much something is. That's correct. I'm asking Idateketá, how much? Now, let's use that question word in a full sentence. I can say, Idateketá agukat? How much does it cost? Notice that I'm literally saying how much money. So it's a little bit easier in Taíno. Now let's imagine that these items cost a lot of money. How can I answer that question? That's right. I can say, Toka teketa agukat. It's a lot of money. Notice we learned a new word there, teketa, a lot or a lot of. Now let's take a look at the next picture. Let's say you're out with a friend having coffee and you want to pay for your drinks. Idateketá? In this case, does that word mean how many or how much? If you're out having coffee, you probably want to know if your friend has enough to pay for the coffee. That's right. In this case, it probably means how much. Now let's put it in a full sentence. What if I want to ask my friend, how much do you have? How do I say that in Taíno? That's right. Idateketá buk agama. How much do you have? Now remember, you're asking this question because you're probably a close friend. You wouldn't want to ask that of a stranger. Now let's take a look at this picture. Uh-oh. It looks like your friend doesn't have anything. How would your friend say that in Taíno? Correct. Dak agama mayani. I have nothing. Now let's take a look at this next picture. Idateketá? In this context, what question do we mean? Are we saying how many or how much? Well, I see a couple of ladies. So I think the answer is how many? And that's correct. So why don't we ask how many people there are? How do we say that in Taíno? We can say, Idateketá ara nagu? How many people are there? So you'll notice a couple of things with that sentence. Idateketá ara nagu literally means how many people. You also learned a new word, ara nagu, people. So let's answer the question. Yaraka ka ara nagu. There are 2 people. Now let's take a look at the last photo. Idateketá? In this case, do I mean how much or how many? Well, I see a very specific number of hearts. So I don't think that's how much. I think it's asking how many hearts I see. So in this case, that's right. Idateketá means how many. Now let's ask, how many hearts do you see? How would I do that in Taíno? Correct. I can say, Idateketá matunai nagu bukera. How many hearts do you see? Why don't we answer the question? Dak era kun matunai nagu. I see 3 hearts. See how easy it is to use Idateketá, how much or how many, whether you're out having a coffee with friends, or counting, or maybe you're shopping and want to know how much something is. Now you can use this word in your everyday life. Now, before we end, why don't we review one more time everything we learned today? Idateketá, how much or how many. Agukat, money. Idateketá agukat, how much does it cost, or literally, how much money? Teketá, a lot. Teketá agukat, a lot of money. Mayani, nothing. Ara, person. Ara nagu, people. Idateketá ara nagu, how many people are there, or literally, how many people? Yaraka, there is or there are. Ka, 2. Kun, 3. Matunai, heart. Matunai nagu, hearts. So if you want to keep practicing Idateketá with me, all you have to do is write down in the comments where else you can use this word. Whether it's talking about how many clouds you see in the sky with your children, or how much sugar to add to your coffee, if not at all. Whatever the occasion, whatever the scene, please let me know when you might use Idateketá, how much or how many, in your everyday life. I can't thank you enough for joining me here week after week. This is a passion of mine to bring back Taíno, and I know together we can do it. If you haven't had time, check out our link tree. I have a ton of resources there for you. All of our kids' books, additional books that you might want to read about our Taíno ancestors, and you can even sign up for our newsletter, where you're going to get sneak peeks at what I'm working on and so many other cool things. In the meantime, tay karaya guaitiao nagu.